which way you're going to come at them.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he takes this one in for the Lions. Touchdown. David Montgomery from 17 yards out. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. A man who played collegiately over in East Lansing, it's Kenneth Walker III. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's Smith. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
After the interception, here's Goff. And he rifles one incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Here's Goff. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
When I see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset, this is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. 6-0 our score after 1.
With the score, Lions 6, Seahawks nothing.
Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Now Goff. This to Laporta, right side. Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Goff now looking to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Well, turnovers, obviously, Charles, always costly. But, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Now Gino. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down. 2nd down and 4. Out of the gun, Walker with it. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Here's Smith. Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. This 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Gino. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Throwing again is Smith. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it to Smith. as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's to the tight end, Laporta. The Lions now are going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Goff. That's complete to Laporta. Now a timeout signal for him. They'll give him 10 seconds to go before halftime.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
So not the greatest of first halves for him, but a little ray of light here at the end. The late turnover becomes 3 points before the break.
Well, they certainly needed something positive to go their way. Maybe 3 points doesn't seem like a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but at least it's something to build on as they head into the half.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Lions are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it'll be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. Smith. Eluding the pressure right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks have got it back to within a score. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Oh, good return up past the 30. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Open man right side is St. Brown. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Give him 32 on the play.
You just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. 50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Back to Montgomery on second down. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one a first down pickup of 8.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll try the air now with Goff. That is caught at the 7-yard line.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Here's Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Tim Patrick from 3.